The next presenter is Smart SICS. I think this is a technique which is started by my colleague, Dr. Rajiv Raut from Pune. And let us see how Dr. Parsappa presents his own presentation about Smart SICS. Dr. Parsappa, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Share your screen.
Is my screen being shared?
Not yet. Not yet. Yeah. Now it is. You are seen now. Yeah.
I am seen. Okay. Yeah. Good evening. In the outset, I would like to thank AOS and ISM SICS for giving me an opportunity to talk in this forum. And I would hope that the Smart SICS is told properly, like how Rajiv Raut sir feels it.
Screen share नहीं हुआ अभी.
Yes, sir.
Only you are seen, sir. Your video is seen, but not the screen share.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry.
There is the green arrow at the bottom.
Yes, sir. Is it seen now, sir?
Not yet.
Not yet.
One second.
Want to help with that? So meanwhile, we can do one thing.
Yes, yes. Yes, sir.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Ready?
I think it's being
I think,
shared.
yeah, it is shared.
Okay.
Okay, start.
Yeah. Spectacle independence has been a dream for most ophthalmologists and patients also, I believe. And there is always a constant strive for multifocality after cataract surgery by most of us. In this efforts, multifocals, accommodative IOLs, and refractive surgeries have been attempted, but failed due to suboptimal results. Then came MSSES technique using monofocal IOL with intraocular intraoperative alteration of corneal curvature by OVDs. Any OVD can be okay, which was pioneered by Dr. Rajiv Raut from Pune, which promised multifocality in majority of the cases. The group following this new technique, including me, named it Smart SICS. Is it too different from the surgeries that are being done all over the India? Not really so much. It only needs two extra instruments called keratoscope and a cannula designed by Dr. Raut himself. The basis is, although not completely understood, it works according to the Gauss law of elastic domes. The horizontal meridian of the cornea is stretched intraoperatively using viscoelastics before completely extending the inner lip of the sclerocorneal tunnel, which leads to steepening of the vertical meridian of the cornea. When incision is made, this steepened vertical meridian, the upper half of the vertical meridian flattens, while the lower half of the vertical meridian is steep, giving it a multifocality. How do we reach or look at the endpoint is when the Myers become horizontally oval. And this is seen through the keratoscope, which can be an handheld keratoscope or one which is mounted onto the microscope, which is self-illuminating. A short video of surgical technique. The anesthesia generally preferred is subtenuous anesthesia so that the movement is still maintained and the patient can look at to have a view of Myers better. And sir actually uses a soft cannula, but I use a steel cannula for this technique. And apart from that, it is same. As far as the incision is concerned, it is always superior, and it is 6 millimeters incision with the tunnel regularly, that how we do for other SICS. And the Myers, you can see that's a self-illuminated keratoscope. And when you are entering into the antechamber, only up to 1 or 1.5 millimeter of the inner lip is open, and it is also assisted with a cotton bud at 6 o'clock. You can see that only 1 millimeter is open, so that the globe is maintained, and the visco that we are using for stretching the cornea is not going to be egressing out. So this is the specially designed cannula by Dr. Rajiv Raut. It has a top open this thing for visco, and horizontally on either side of the anterior chamber to stretch the cornea while looking at this Myers getting horizontally oriented. And rest procedure is the same. Does it really work? To see this, we did a case control study and it was published in IJO this year. And we looked at case control cases underwent stretching, and so I mean, subjects around 40 people did not undergo stretching. So 1 month and 6 months we looked at the distant visual acuity and near visual acuity, and distant visual acuity was not really did not have much change at the end of 1 month and 6 months both. Whereas near visual acuity, you can look at the unaided near visual acuity was better than or equal to N8 in 75% of the cases when compared to the controls, which had only 17%. Only 17% of them had this kind of near vision. This is the beauty of this surgery. And near eye requirement also was less. And in conclusion, I would say smart SICS is a surgery in terms of multifocality, because more than 2,000 people got good vision, multifocality, and all of us can learn because it's easy and adopt with the greater satisfaction, both surgeon and patient. I thankfully acknowledge the knowledge borrowed and technique learned from Dr. Raju Raut sir in learning this wonderful surgical technique called Smart SICS. Thank you for giving me an opportunity here.
But why do you think it is not possible with this conventional single port cannula?
Single port cannula, it doesn't flatten or stretch the cornea because it is not directed towards the cornea.
Thank you, Dr. Parsapa, for the wonderful presentation. Dr. Rajiv Raut has been taking courses of say 2 to 2.5 days for a batch of say 20. And so many of his followers have been practicing all over India.
Yes.
And we were always telling him that publish his particular work in the journal, and recently it has been published. So it is nice that probably the world would know, and it will definitely be tried by many more surgeons across the world, across the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.